We are now live. What up, people? Hello. Welcome to Kings Speak. We'll wait for a couple of people to jump in here, but this is Kings Speak, where we get to talk to men about their perspective and kind of like their perspective through the divine feminine. You know, sometimes men aren't always talking about vulnerabilities and self-love and all of these other things that some of us women are kind of used to talking about. So with King Speak here, this is an opportunity and a platform to kind of find out what's on the minds of king level men. And by king level men, I mean men who are out here doing their best, working hard to evolve. I personally think a God-fearing man or somebody who believes in a higher power is a great choice. And just a man who's yielded to his spirit and intuition, but is powerful and honorable and a gentleman and all of these things. So today we have speaker and host and a friend of mine and creator of Operation Complete Human. We're going to let him tell you about that. Nate Harris in the building to talk about the power of preparation. If you guys watched my Instagram yesterday, we talked about the power of preparation and how no matter what it is that you're going into, whether it's parenthood, a relationship, work, entrepreneurship, whatever it is, you've got to prepare, right? To even get to do what you're doing. So I see Nate is in the chat. Let's get him up in here.
I didn't make a guest appearance. Like, hold on. It's crazy. It's crazy because as we're about to talk about preparation, look, I was not prepared for this message. Like, I was not prepared. I'm trying to get this audio situated. I don't know if it's coming from my AirPods or it's coming from here. I don't know, but I'm ready. Let's get it.
I hear you. You know what? It's funny too, because I wasn't as prepared as I could have been either. I kind of had an interesting day. And I am the type of person that's like, Jay, you really got to wait like 45 minutes before you're supposed to be somewhere to start working on getting yourself together. Like, what am I doing? Don't feel bad.
Oh, we got the shirts on too. Oh, show the shirt. I love it. I love it.
Since we have Operation Complete Human here, why don't you tell me about your brand? Tell everybody about your brand first.
Yeah, Operation Complete Human. I guess we kind of are going to discover. Let me move this. Can you hear me? Am I through here?
Yep.
Okay. So Operation Complete Human, it was really kind of created right when I got out of college. And so everything that we're going to talk about today is going to be the reason why Operation Complete Human even started. It really started out as me, for myself, you know, I was always playing football. I was always working out. I was in this life of trying to go to the NFL. And when that NFL didn't answer and they didn't give me that call, it was like, what else do you want to do? Right. And so I've always been about making money. Like, let's make money, make money, make money. How can I make money for my family? How can I take my family to the next level? Like, that's always how I've been, even when it came to football. And so when I got back home, football didn't work out. I got right to work. I got my real estate license. I'm doing all these different things that I know I needed to be doing to get my family into a different place financially. And then my mom called me one day and she was like, bro, I feel like you're still in Montana, but you're down the street and I can't talk to my son. I don't see my son. I don't do anything. And at that time, I kind of got frustrated because it was like, don't be that parent that you're getting in the way. Like, I'm working to give you the world. Like, I'm working to give you everything. I'm working so we can hang out all the time. I'm working for all of that. But she was like, I don't want that. I just want you. Like, I just need your time, your energy, you. And so Operation Complete Human was just a term that popped into my head where it was like, Nate, where you want to go in life, you have to think. Yes, you want to make a lot of money, but you also want to be somebody who people can call on and lean on. You also want to be like with your family. You don't want to always be working and not build that relationship. So like Operation Complete Human for me was like, you need to be good at relationship building and being a good person, building relationships from a financial standpoint, from learning about your history, yourself, spirituality, your finances and taxes and credit. Like, it was just this whole thing of a lot of stuff that I didn't know that I knew I needed to go through to get to exactly where I wanted to be in life. And so it came up and people started kind of saying the term with me, and it's Operation Complete Human. It's a brand now, you know. So it's a long story, but yeah, it all started from that.
No, I love it. It's such a great story. And I don't know, I think we might have talked about it, but I love it because as you were talking, I was thinking that too. Like, I'm sure, you know, in your mind, and I think in the minds of a lot of men, they're like, I gotta make this money from my mom, my family. I gotta make sure this, that, and the other. But sometimes it's just like, could you come over for dinner? Like, can you be available when I text you? Blah, blah, blah. Like everything that comes within the present moment kind of becomes so much more valuable than even the thought of being able to take the financial burdens off of our family. So I love that you learned that, and you learned it in a very healthy way where it allowed you to not only explore that, but then just think about all the other areas in your life that you could fill in and just, you know, become that well-rounded whole person, because that's what it's about at the end of the day.
That's all it's about. And that's where the operation comes in, because we're never going to be whole, right? Like, some people are great when it comes to finances. Some people can't get their finances together. Some people are great when it comes to relationships. Other people, they can make a lot of money, but no one wants to be around them. So you're a billionaire, but you ain't got no friends and no true like relationship skills because you're an asshole. Because, you know what I'm saying? No, you don't. You're always working. You don't have time for anyone. So I'm trying to find that balance. I'm a very self-accountable individual. And so it really came from just me looking at myself in the mirror. It was like, what do you want to be remembered for? What do you want people to know about you, you know, when it's all said and done? Do you want to be that billionaire that left a lot of stuff, or do you want to be that millionaire that left a lot of stuff, but also impacted every person's life that you touched? So that's kind of where I needed to change in my focus a couple of years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, you got it. You're definitely that person, because I remember we went out, we did some pop fusion work together, and we got to go out and chat, and I loved it. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, I want to hang out with him more.
Hey, come on, girl.
Already? So you definitely have that thing where, you know, you magnetize people with your energy, your conversation, your heart, your posture, what you're about. So you got it. You're doing good.
Thank you.
Of course. I also left my earrings in the bottom of your pool for your birthday party. They down there.
Oh, we found them. I was wondering whose earrings they were. We found them at the bottom of the pool. The pool guy a couple of days later was like, he hung them on the door. Like, I don't know who these are, but look.
They're mine.
I got them, girl. I got them for you.
Girl, you got me. Keep my hoops. Next party, I'm coming through for those. All right. So I'm so excited to jump in this topic with you, because I feel like you are somebody who definitely understands, and because of the journey you're on, you understand things at different perspectives, and I really love that. So we're talking the power of preparation.
Let me not cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off. Am I blurry? Is my thing blurry?
You look fine to me.
Okay, I'm good. I just want to make sure the content is good.
It looks good.
All right, we're good. Yeah. I'm using my camera through my eCam, I'm doing it all through that. So that's why I'm trying to make sure the TV is working right. I don't know. We good. I look blurry on my screen, but I don't know if it's just my screen.
No. We look good on here. It's good.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Good. So with the power of preparation, my focus overall, yes. So I definitely want to talk about your philosophy, your beliefs behind the power of preparation overall. But I also want to highlight that, you know, that the power of preparation and its importance in relationships. So let's start with just overall, what are your beliefs and philosophy? We talked a little bit about it just now, about the power of preparation and why it's important, just all across the board, to prepare.
We talking relationships, or we talking just in general?
So just in general, why do you think it's important to prepare for what you want?
For me, for the most part, I like to say one of my biggest things that I love about myself is that I listen to wisdom, right? We hear people all the time talk about things that we should do in our life. We listen to our elders, and our elders are like, go invest in real estate. Don't marry this type of individual. Don't do this, do this. Like, I listen to that and I put it into practice, right? And a lot of us, we listen to it and we don't put it into practice, and we're like, oh, we know we should do this, but maybe you're going to do it this way. And so for me, when it comes to preparation, like, I've learned this from a long time ago. I was a football player, and so every single week, we literally prepared 6 days of the week, and we played one game. And so we prepared 9 months out of the year for a 3-month season, and we only played 10 games out of that 3-month season. So preparation for me is something that has always been inside of my DNA. Like I've always been in that preparation mode. Okay. I'm also a warrior. Some will like to kind of say that's anxiety. I worry a lot. I like to be 10 steps ahead of the game. I don't like to be caught off guard. I don't want to be in a situation when people always talk about control what you can control. I want to control everything that I can control. There's stuff in life that you can't control, but there's things that you can control. You can be on time. You can be prepared for the interview. You can't have all of your gadgets prepared the night before. Then when you're here, you're not stressed out about getting the gadgets together. You're just here to really be present and be right here. When I was a kid, I used to always lay my clothes out the night before every single day. It was school. I'm talking about sock on this side of the jean, the other side of the jean, the other sock, this shoe, this shirt, like everything was laid out the night before. So when I woke up, like if I didn't like this outfit, I could pick another outfit. You know what I'm saying? I had time to actually now I can go eat breakfast. So I didn't have the stress of thinking, what am I going to wear today? Think about that the night before. So when you wake up, you already know what you're going to eat. I would put my eat oatmeal every morning. I would put my oatmeal bowl inside, out. I would put the packages inside the oatmeal. I would put the water right next to it and fill up the teapot the night before. So when I wake up, I turn it on, right? Because we get to school, we're late. We get to practice, we're late. We get to whatever we have to do, we're rushing, we're late. We're not fully present. Our mind isn't fully present for whatever you need to do right there. So if we are prepared for everything that you can control before you get to this meeting, this interview, or whatever you're about to do, then you're already that many more steps ahead of the game. So now you're at the point where you're just letting your true self, your personality, your gifts just shine. You're not worried about, I wasn't here on time, so now they're judging me for being late. Oh, I was rushing here, so I didn't get to meditate right before this or pray to God. Like, be prepared so you can get all the things done that you need to get done when whatever. That's just how I operate. Just be prepared, man. Be prepared.
No, I hear that. I'm not even mad. Sunny Rose in the chat was like, yes, he got his oatmeal ready.
Every morning I eat my oatmeal, every single morning.
I am not mad at it. You know, when I was younger, I was so like that. I was like super duper like that because I couldn't bear the thought of like what you just said, just having to be in this rush mode or forgetting something or just not prepared for the moment. I put my clothes out, you know, panties, whatever I was going to do with my hair, flat, everything, just to the T. Shoes, jewelry, you know, whatever I was going to eat in the morning, everything laid out, because I do agree when you're prepared for something, it allows you to show up for that moment fully, as opposed to, you know, please forgive me now. Sometimes I'm like on my way out the door and I'm like, I forgot my mask. I forgot my earphones. I forgot my, you know, I'm just feeling like this trying to get out the house because I've prepared a little bit less. I've been lazy as an adult. So
no, it's not easy. Like, it's not easy at all. And at the end of the day, it's discipline. That's really what it is for me. But it's not easy at all. And so what I like to tell people, don't beat yourself up, because somebody who, let's say for an example, let's just use this. You want to set your stuff up the night before. Okay. You got your breakfast ready, your clothes ready, all that. It's not easy to always have that. So there may be a day that you forget, you got to wake up and you're rushing to get your stuff, but don't let that continue. Get right back on schedule that night. Get yourself ready for the next day. We beat ourselves up so much at times where it's like, when we try to start a new habit, we try to implement a new thing into our life. When we fail at that, we can't do it, and we just let it wash off. No, you failed that day. Get back to it and keep going, because eventually you're going to be, natural at it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. You must have learned that in football too. You can't take a loss so long that you just get on the losing streak. Take your loss, throw it out. Tomorrow's another day, new game, new whatever you're doing. I think it's a sports thing. So the power of preparation. So I'm curious because I love to talk to men about things that, when it pertains to relationship, because I learn, hopefully there's something they can learn, other men can learn from you, other women can glean from this conversation. And I think it's important because at the end of the day, just as much as purpose and being prepared and discipline, love and connection is important as well. So I think the better we can get at fine-tuning our process to connect in love, we might have a shout out here in these streets. What you think?
Yes, I agree.
So what does the power of preparation mean to relationships? Like, do you find it important to prepare yourself before you get into a serious relationship, or if you want to be married? Do you think preparing for that is important as a man?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why our relationships are failing right now. You just woke me up. That's why all our
Good
relationships
morning.
are failing right now. I'm gonna beat myself up because I'm a very, very vulgar individual. If I say some wild stuff online, I tweet some stuff, I say things that people may not agree with. One thing about me is a lot of the things that I do say and do are things that I've already checked myself about, right? So if I'm complaining or saying something online, usually that's something that I went through or I'm going through. And so people take it as if I'm calling people out. No, I'm calling myself out.
Right.
Throughout my whole entire life, I was always in relationships, hopeless romantic, always wanted to be married by 22. I thought I was going to get out of college, go to the NFL, get married, have a happy life, happy wife. Everything's good, right? When I got out of college, I realized that I've been in nothing but relationships where I was cheating on women. I was unfaithful to women. Those relationships weren't really relationships that were a relationship. It was me being me, the football star, and I had trophies. And I cared about these women. I thought I cared about these women. But when I look back on things, again, I'm very self-accountable. So I'm like looking back, why are your relationships failing? Why are you in this position wanting to be married, but you're here single and you're stuck by yourself? Why? For me, I didn't have that. It was all about me. You're going to follow my life. You're going to follow my journey. You need to fit in whatever I believe that you need to fit into. Okay. I cared about them. I cared about the things that they wanted, the things that they needed, the things that they cared about, but I didn't truly do that. It was about, were you going to be at my game? Were you going to be supporting me? Were you going to be the trophy wife? Were you going to be able to cook for my kids? Were you going to be the whole, like, that's what I was looking for. I wasn't really involved into what they cared about, their dreams, their passions, what they wanted. So when I graduated college, I said, look, you're going to stay 2 years away from women, because the thing that I learned about myself was that I was using these women because I was insecure. I was using them as, when I would have a bad football game or I was going through something in life, they were the ones that were able to tell me, Nate, you still was the greatest thing that ever walked this planet. And so it was masking going through that true barrier of growth. I was letting women mask that for me because they were there to tell me, Nate, you are still amazing at all times. And so I needed to first go through things by myself. I need to learn how to hurt by myself. I need to learn how to cry by myself. I need to learn how to fail by myself. And I need to know how to celebrate by myself. I need to know how to win by myself. I need to know how to, all those different, I needed that 2-year process to learn who Nate was. Who are you? Because I was stuck in the ego of being an athlete and a football player. I can get whoever I want, whenever I wanted. I was a hopeless romantic, so I wasn't moving that way, but I was cheating on women because women were just there. But I would be angry when I cheated on women, not because I was going to get in trouble for myself, because that's not who I was. I was doing it because of the ego that was just triggering. So I knew I needed to go through that process of learning who I was. After I went through that process, again, back to wisdom, back to looking at other individuals, looking at different marriages and successful marriages and marriages that didn't succeed. I look at my parents. My parents were married for 25 years before they got divorced. 25 years, okay? Beautiful marriage. It was absolutely amazing. But again, I want my marriage to not ever end. You know what I'm saying? So how can I look at my parents' marriage and be like, okay, what can I do better from that marriage to add to my marriage? We were fine financially. But one thing I do know in marriage is you need to be financially secure. We have to understand that when we marry somebody, I'm 27, okay? A lot of people get married from 20 to 25, 26. Like, you're marrying somebody, this is for life. Think about how much you've changed in the last 6 to 7 years. The things that you're thinking today aren't the same things that you were thinking 7 years ago. So when you're marrying somebody, like, this is a big commitment. So me being somebody who wanted to get married at 22, when I went through that 2-year period of being by myself, I'm talking about there's no women, no sex, no date, nothing. Okay. After I got done with that period, then it was like, I'm in no rush to get married because I know what I want. I know what I want from a partner, and I'm not going to settle for less than that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this whole process has been, again, I still do it for my wife and kids. I've said since I was in 8th grade, all I want enough money for my wife and kids. If they want to have a big house and travel the world, cool. If they want to have a small house and travel every single month, cool. Like whatever they want to do, that's all I want. That's all I care about. Okay, but we go through things like our kids go to school, right? And we want to be in our kids' lives. We don't want to be that guy who's always working while our kids are going through that growth process. So instead of us having this baby and then stressing out how we're going to provide for the baby, why aren't we preparing now to take care of the baby?
I mean, doesn't sound crazy to me.
You know, like that's the thing I think about. Like, I got life insurance for my kids already. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no kids, no plan or women for kids. I have life insurance for my kids. Why aren't we preparing this way? And so it goes back to the things that I say online, and I say I'm everywhere with things because it's like, okay, we're fighting for certain things in the communities, we're fighting for certain things in this world, but it's like, what are we doing to equip ourselves? And so I'm looking at social media, and women are like, I need a man like this, and that. Right? Get your man. Fight for your man. Don't settle for nothing less than your man. Men are like, oh, I need a woman like this, and this. Right? But I always keep seeing what everybody else says that they need. What are you doing? How are you preparing yourself to be the best husband? How are you preparing yourself to be the best wife? And we go through classes forever. You got me on the rant, girl. We go through classes forever, but we don't go to marriage class before we get married. We don't go to yeah, we don't go to I mean, some people probably do go to baby classes or read baby books before they have children, but we jump into these things that are the most serious, life-changing things, emotions involved, spiritual ties involved, all those different things. And we go in there blinded, just completely blinded. And so for me, I've just been trying to observe, you know, people who are above me, people who made mistakes, try to counteract those mistakes, get my finances together so that, you know, people are talking about how our kids are being raised. If you don't like the way the school system is raising your children, then make sure that you got enough money situated where you can stay at home all day and you can teach your child. Period. Like, and so that's the way my mind is operating. How can I be ready and set up so that all the traps that are set up in front of us, from marriage to our careers, to our businesses, to our kids, to all those different things, how can we combat that while we're in this 20-year-old stage? That's where I'm at. So the 20s for me is just get prepared for your 30s and your life and your kids and the rest. Okay, I'm done with my rant.
No, I love it. I love the rant because you were going off, but it needed to be said. And I love it because, okay, first of all, you sound like me. I feel like I could have just said all of that. And that's like, you know, part of this, you know, interview series. It's like, we don't really have a class. We don't really have a way to understand how the opposite sex is thinking. We really have been raised from, you know, two different points of views and then are expected to come together and be harmonious. And we are seeing things online where it's like, oh, I want this in a husband and I want this in a woman, but it's like, how are you preparing for who you want to be and how you show up? And it's just as important as everything else. You know, there's so many people online these days, like doing their how to make $1 million, Instagram, you can make money, you know, men want to and do all of this, and people are happy to buy things when it comes to that, and take classes, get mentors, invest in them, and all of this stuff. But when it comes to legacy, you know, the person who's going to literally be having your children and, you know, some of the biggest life decisions, your purpose partner and all of this stuff, we're just kind of like, he's cute, I'm cute, it's fun, let's go. Oh, I'm pregnant. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is definitely not to knock how anybody's rolling, but it is to take some responsibility. And
I'm knocking it.
Yes,
I'm knocking
well,
it.
see,
and I'm gonna knock it because of this. Like, it's hard for me. And these subjects are really hard because we have to understand, like, if you think of Kobe and Nipsey, okay, who they became, they put a lot of work to do that. People don't, like, I feel like people aren't understanding how much work comes into a lot of these different things. So, like you just described, the individual, That's what I see. Everyone sees right now, right? How can this couple look cute on social media? How can we do cute videos to make? But like, where's the substance that come with that? With social media, we keep confusing ourselves for what love really is, and like a lot of the times when we go through things in life, we don't understand the long-term effects of things, right? So we don't understand that what this social media world is actually doing to us. We won't see those effects till about 15 years from now. We're actually starting to see them already, right? So like for me, it's like I'm not going to allow that to even be something that's disseminated to the younger generation. And that's why a lot of people are getting mad at the people like Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions. It's like, I love them as women. I love them. I love their stories, right? But as Cardi B, and she has the story of being a stripper, and then now she's changed to a rapper, and she got clout for being a stripper and being on social media and doing what she does. That's a great American story, from a stripper who had to strip to feed herself and her children and whatnot to where she's at now. That's an amazing story, right? But to the world right now and to young girls, there may be a young girl out there who doesn't need to strip. She can actually go to college. But she said, well, you know what? I'm just about to strip and get my body done. Go over here, start stripping a little bit, get a little clout, start rapping, and then I'm on Cardi B's level. Now that's putting out the wrong message. Now, again, that's not the Cardi B may not even understand what she's doing. So this is not a shot at Cardi B, but we need to understand how some of these things that we're putting into society, how it's actually affecting us. Because I'm somebody, Black Lives Matter is going on right now. I'm an activist, so I'm gonna talk I'm gonna fight for it. But at the same time, I'm about progression and solutions and growth. How can our community grow? And so back to self accountability, we got to be self accountable. Cardi B, great. Everything about her is great. Everything. I love everything about it. But we have to understand that her telling us that to use our body parts instead of our brains, that is disseminating to women, and women are taking that and running with it. Young women who don't even understand it yet. They won't understand it until they're 28, 29, 30, where they may have done things that now they regret. So those things that I think about. Same on the men's side. I could go off on them. So I'm not just picking on our rappers too. I can get on them too. Trust me. Future, he gotta go.
Who? Future? Yeah. Well, I definitely agree. And that's almost a twofold thing too, because we do have a responsibility being like, when I say older generation, we're older than the teenagers. So whoever we're working to inspire and show. And I think on the other hand, this conversation and preparing for a family and preparing for love and children is also equally as important. Sometimes you can prepare, sometimes you can't. But I know for me, myself personally, like my dad wasn't having no Cardi B behavior. I'm grown and I'm still like, my dad, did my dad see? Because he didn't, you know what I mean? So it's like, yes, we have an accountability as a society, but also I really feel like so much is started in the home. And when we don't give ourselves a good opportunity to start there in a healthy way, in fertile soil, with a good ground and foundation to cultivate, a family and humans that are going to go out into the world, I think we do ourselves a disservice. And I think it's an opportunity to not only, clean up our act online and be accountable for what we put out, but also thinking nice and far ahead enough to think, okay, how can I create this proper environment for a child of mine to come into the world? So with that being said, and talking about accountability, what are some of the barriers you think stand just right in front of men like this that keep them from wanting to be accountable or distract them from self-accountability? I know I kind of we was talking about accountability. I was like, well,
as in like in a relationship situation, like as in a man won't be accountable enough to stand up, or just in general, like what do you think men's barrier for accountability?
Yeah, let's say in the relationship, right? It's like, I have guy friends who at times when they date women, the perspective that they're coming at these relationships with, they know they're not on the same page as the woman. But since they want that particular woman, instead of being a little bit more honest about what they really want, instead of being accountable for, hey, I'm I'm not ready to be in a relationship, or I'm not ready to do this way, or whatever it is, the truth that they need to stand in, they kind of manipulate it a little bit or dance around it in order to get what they want, instead of just right out the gate. You know, and then when there's a woman or whoever crying out their doorstep or aggravated because of this or giving them hell because of that, it's like, well, sir, you were very confusing about your, you know, intentions up front. So you can't, don't blame the woman. Where's your accountability? Like, what is it about accountability? Is it that men think they can slide around it? Is it that they think they can trick people out of what the reality, like, you know, I just don't know. I don't know what some of the barriers for men.
No, you did. I'm glad that I even asked you to expound on that, because great question.
Yeah.
This is a lot. There's a lot of different ways I'm about to go with this. For one, I kind of blame you women. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because from a man being, I'm gonna get on my men. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna get there. Yeah. But from a man being completely honest, let's say a man just wants to sleep with you. How many girls in this world can a man be honest and say, that's my honest, true intention, I want to sleep with you, even if that's okay with her? Most women, just because they don't even want to feel like they're being considered a whore, or lack of a better term right now, they're gonna be like, no, I'm not about to just sleep with you. That's just your only intention with me. So even if like that's the woman's intentions and the man's intentions, most men, they're not gonna leave with that because they don't even want to feel like they're being disrespectful. So it's not even necessarily like I'm trying to have sex with you, so I'm gonna lie and do all this other stuff. A lot of them, they know that that's not gonna work, because y'all know that ain't gonna work. There ain't no man gonna hit you talking about, hey, I just want to have sex with you, and you be like, okay, that's fine. No, it's not happening. That's what I believe. Two, I'm glad that you brought this up, because there's been a meme that was been going around a couple years ago that and was like, if you're not ready to, I guess, fully love her, don't wake her up. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even start messing with her or dealing with her. Now, I'm the king of this, okay? And I say I'm the king of this because I've been in so many situations that I felt like I honestly was being 100. I was being honest. Like, I'm not ready to be in this. I'm not ready for this, that. We just cool. We friends. And then, like you said, I got somebody beating my door down, slapping my tires, and doing all that other stuff. Every single relationship, it always happens to me. So like me now, okay, back to in my self-accountability. And this is why I'm calling the men out, because men do this all the time, and you need to grow up, period. Okay. People don't see Nate with a lot of women. That ain't because Nate can't get a lot of women. If I don't see anything real coming out of you, I'm not waking you up from your peace. Because for one, even if I'm trying to be honest with you, even if I'm being real with you, I know those emotions are always being transmitted. When I was in high school, my mom used to always tell me, I was like, Mom, nah, that ain't my girl. That's just a friend. And she's like, Nate, no, it's not. I'm like, Mom, we already talked about it. We're just friends. And she's like, son, I see the way that little girl's looking at you. Right? And so for me, I love when people love me. So if you show me attention, I'm going to give you that attention back. I don't care what you look like, nothing. You're going to get attention from me. If you're blowing my phone up, I love who loves me. I'm like, I don't mind chasing women, but I'm going to give the opportunity for someone who's showing that they love me. And so because of that, I allow women to be around me more than they should be, instead of putting my foot down and saying, look, I don't see this. You should go a different way, because I don't see us ever getting to anything serious. But I would never feel like I needed to do that, you know? But it would always come out, I'm the asshole. Didn't treat you right, whatever, led you on. So now this is what I do. Every relationship I've been in recently, I tell them right away. My most previous relationship was 2018, which I don't consider a relationship, but then now I do, because I won't say that. But after the first date, this was after my little 2-year tobacco. Okay, when I said I'm not going to be in no relationships, nothing. Okay, now Nate, let's try to get back out and date, start meeting people, etc., etc., etc. And so I go out, go on this date with this girl, and I really loved this girl. I loved everything about her. I could have saw her being my wife, all of that. But at that time, again, back to the preparation of who I am, and I didn't have a plan for her. At that time, I didn't know exactly what I was doing career-wise. I didn't know exactly what I was doing financially. I didn't know exactly how I was going to take care of myself. So when it comes to relationships that I deal with now, it's like, why would I be in a relationship or get in a relationship with you if I don't know how I can take care of you? I barely know how to take care of myself. I can't take you nowhere. I can't bring you nowhere. So like, I'm not ready for this because my time needs to go into my career and figuring out my lane, right? I want to spend every second of the day with you. I want to give you all this, but I can't commit to that because I know I can't give to you what a woman wants and needs right now. Okay. I can't give you the time. I can't give you the emotional energy right now. I knew I couldn't give that off. Okay. Yeah, maybe on a Saturday, I'm free. Let's hang out. Cool. But I didn't want it to be that. I didn't want, so I'm trying to tell her all this information. Now, her perspective is no, you just want to be single and still be out here messing with all these women. And so it was a push and pull. It's like, wait, I could see you being my wife, but what I see is a distraction because I'm telling you that I'm trying to figure my life out. And again, it's not for me. In the grand scheme of things, it's really for you. It's really for you and the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking 5 years ahead of you. You're thinking right now. You're thinking, oh, he's not texting me back because he's texting so and so and so and so. But I'm like, no, I'm on the phone trying to find out this deal and do this. Like, no. So in that relationship, back to what I was saying, even if we tell you guys, literally, Jaimi, we went on a date. 4 days later, I said, you know what? Like, I just want to be 100% honest with you. I'm not ready to get in a serious relationship. I love your energy. I like you around, but I just don't want to lead you to that. So that whole year, she responds and she says, oh, well, that's cool. We could just be friends. And I knew right then and there, Jaimi, it was a setup for disaster. And I need to have the balls to say, no, we have to go our separate ways. And I didn't, because again, back to when someone is begging to be in your life, and it's not like she's on her knees begging and praying, but it's like, she's like, bro, like, why are you pushing me away? Like, I don't get this. Like, and to me, it was like, I'm praying to God, like, God, why, like, should I be pushing someone away who's trying to be in my life when you deem me these other women and they're not even looking at it, And so I let that fester on, and I take, again, back to me. Day one, I was honest about it. But that whole year went by and it got to a point where now she hates me, thinks I'm the most evil individual. And it's like, I told you I wasn't able to give you that emotional stability that you wanted. I knew that. I knew I couldn't. So I wasn't even going to step into that relationship. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. And I understand how it is obviously on the side of a woman to understand, like, but it's so good. We're so cool. Like, what's the problem? Why are you pushing me away? Like, I completely understand, that energy. And it's a tricky one. I do agree as women, because I made the same mistake. When I was in my early 20s and my ex-fiance was very clear. There were times where he would just say, you're too good for me. And I couldn't understand. What he meant. It's like, but I love you and we're perfect together. And now I know exactly what he meant. And if it was up to me as a woman to hear the words and make the move, which was to separate. It was that simple, but we love to complicate everything. And it ended up being worse for me, for both of us, for sticking around. So there is a responsibility on the women as well. We do have to have the confidence and the courage to just walk away. It's not easy, but it needs to be done.
It's not easy at all. It's not easy. It needs to be done.
Yeah, if a guy's telling you he's not ready, just bounce. Like, because who knows? If it's really meant to be, you literally never know how life is going to unfold and play out. So I don't know what it is that people at a younger age would need to get or instill within themselves to understand how to move in that kind of authority, but it's definitely worth a shot. So maybe we could figure something out.
Women, if they tell you that, leave them alone. Let them be free. I promise you, if they love you, they will come back. It's guaranteed. Guaranteed. Let them go. They'll come back.
Yeah, see, but we live in a day and age where we want to control everything. Even as much as, trying to make sure our day goes as best as it does if we prepare the day before and blah, blah. We love control. We love to know what's going to happen. And it can be challenging for us to trust in the divine and take risks and do all these things because we can't see that. So it becomes an issue. It's challenging.
Right.
And then another thing I was going to say about, what I love about you and what I'm really proud of is to be your age, you understand a lot. So I really love and honor that. And you said, you know, you talked about Kobe and Nipsey and the hard work that they put in to be who they are. What I love about those men is they did everything with passion and purpose. And so for you, what I can see is the small things that you're doing by making sure your clothes are out and making sure your oatmeal is together and making sure all of those little things certainly speak to the big things. It speaks to being able to take care of your kids in the future. It speaks to being able to hold your purpose and the purpose of your, you know, whatever it is that you guys are doing. So none of it can be downplayed because all of it has everything to do with the big picture. It's all of it. So
Yeah, it starts with discipline. If you put discipline in your life, you can do anything. Once you master the art of discipline, everything else is naturally comes easy. Naturally, because like you're saying, success is a little things on top of each other, over and over and over and over and over again. Who can be the most disciplined and consistent in their discipline? You win. Period.
That's the winner. So since we're talking about discipline, why do you think that some men don't desire to exercise the discipline it takes to be sexually responsible? Because I think a lot of men, it's okay to be like, they know like, oh, I don't want to be with this woman, or I don't want to do this right now, or I'm not in a position to this, and this. But do still be liking to have the sex. So what is it about the discipline and the sexual nature that can be invited in that'll actually help men, exercise discipline and make better decisions?
For me, I don't know, but for me, I think that what men need to learn is the power of sex, the power of, like, again, I don't even know if I don't know why I'm even going to say this. There was a point of time that in college, there could have been someone that walked in and it didn't register that I have had sex with that woman. So it's like, I had to look at myself, bro, that's not okay. So we've been in this whole sexualized society in America, right? And I'm not condoning like putting sex away, but if you understand the power of soul ties and spiritual ties, you know how much a woman is affected when you sleep with her and then you're leaving her. Like, I don't have sex with women just randomly no more, because if we about to have sex this one time and I leave and then she comes back and she's sitting your tires, like, you understand that power. That's not just her emotion, like, that's a spiritual connection that's coming there. So the second part of it is men, it's hard for us. We are sexual beings, okay? We don't know the weapons that are being thrown against us. Like, for an example, like, even if you start understanding your chakras, the reason why we're overly sexualized because we're always living in our root chakra. Our root chakra makes us overly sexualized. It makes us grounded to the earth. The way we're listening to the music that we're listening to, back to the rap music, that's attacking our sexuality. We don't realize these things because it's hitting our subconscious being, like it's hitting our soul, our spirit. It's not hitting our conscious self. And so when it comes to the conscious realm, we feel like this is just normal. This is automatic. When I again back to when I got out of college, like, I went through this whole thing. Like, there's a lot. That's why Operation Complete Human was built within that. I wanted to marry somebody who was a virgin. I didn't want my wife to be with any other man. I'm a jealous individual. You mine, baby. So like, it was like, all right, bro, how can you look at your wife and try to find somebody who's a virgin, or try to find somebody who's never had sex before? Which I don't have that same standard, but that was my thought at the time. But you over there running around with a bunch of women. How could you be in that same thing, right?
The double standard.
It's a double standard. So it's like, we live in a double standard world with our women. Women have sex with 10 guys, she's a whore. A man has sex with 50, if this is whatever, right? I'm willing to call out all those different things. When it comes to abstinence, though, it goes back to the discipline, semen retention, and understanding the power within semen retention. The power back to cheating on your wife. If you're somebody who's cheating all the time in every relationship that you're in, when you get married, I don't know why you think that you just not going to cheat anymore. Like, why is, like, oh, this is my wife, I have a ring now. No, like, you have to practice those things now. So for me, I got my boy Jamal. We have put these things into practice. Like these are things that we have thought about, knew, okay, we have struggles, but we've tried to put it into practice. Don't just be having sex with any and everybody. Don't just be laying down with any and everybody. So I don't have the why we can't get through that, but there's men out there that can and have. And we have our breaks and it'd be like, man, I don't know, Jamal. Do you want to go back on the other side? Because it's lonely over here. But no, like for me, again, like back in college, back to anybody, you know, like it was easy to get Nate, to be real with you. But now it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not desiring sex every second of the day. I don't like care for that. Like, yeah, I want it. But no, I'm not just gonna have sex just because I want to have sex or there's somebody here. No. So I just trained myself just to my 2 years I didn't have sex though. So that's really what got it for me. So when I said no women, like it was no women at all. So I wasn't having sex either. So I was 2 years with that. And I think that's what got me because now it's just like whatever. I control it all.
Yeah. No, I think that's amazing. And I think 2 years is a real healthy season of celibacy. And I think that, you know, when it comes to sex, I'm kind of like on the left and on the right and in the middle with it. Sometimes it needs to be a celibate situation. Sometimes it's going to be what it's going to be. And you need to be able to balance the two. If you're not in a place where you need to be doing it, you need to know how to say no. But if you're in a safe place and it's different and you know you got what you need to have to make it go, I get it. But I think that that's very necessary to have some kind of solitude about yourself to figure things out. And without that, you know, thank God you did it at such an early age, because I feel like, you know, there's some people, I know a gentleman that was in my inbox not that long ago who has some regrets. And it's like, dude, you're 41. Like, you know, we've been friends a long time and I can't tell you or make you do anything, but you know, you're hoping and wishing for the best for your friends that they're getting things a little bit earlier than that, because now the DMs ain't popping, the texts ain't going off, you know, your kids, 3 different kids, 3 different babies, you know. So now things are looking a certain way and it's like, man, you couldn't chill out for 2 seconds to just get yourself together for a minute. This ain't about putting a rule on your manhood. This is about you and growing beyond yourself. So I love that
it goes back to the like, look, any successful man, there comes a successful woman behind him, right? Like you gotta think. Again, I'm not perfect. I be in the streets too sometimes, okay? But we have to understand that after it's done, then what? The next morning you feel what? Like how much fun was that? How much fun was the club after you dropped $800? How much fun was that when you really look back after the next day? Start doing that. And once you see that, you start realizing there's not shit out there. You having sex with that woman is not really hurting you. And so back to even me cheating back in the day, like understand what you were about to give up. Understand that. We just think that we're invincible. We're never going to get caught. Nothing's ever going to happen. Understand. Look, you lose that woman, that's going to hurt. I've seen men cry tears for cheating on their women. So it's like, when are we going to learn that that's not the right path? When are we going to learn that? And then on the flip side, when it comes to women, that's the funniest part, because like if a man cheats on their woman, it ain't got nothing to do with the woman, you know. And like I'm not condoning cheating. I've been on it for a minute right now. But let's say we're in a relationship, Jaimi. We're in love, best friends. I'll tell you everything, you tell me everything, but I didn't cheat on you. And once I cheat on you, we done. You break up me immediately. We gotta go our separate ways. You're unfaithful. That's how you rock. You don't deal with cheaters. But you got a random homegirl that stole some money out your wallet. You probably would have cut her off too, or even just a random stranger that might have done something to you. And we forgive those people faster than we forgive the person that we love the most, that we're closest to the most. And from a woman's perspective, well, why would you cheat on me? If you really loved and cared about me that much, why would you cheat on me? Correct, you're right. But and it's just not an excuse. It goes kind of back to the discipline. Like in those moments, it has nothing to do with you, baby. He didn't love you less because he laid down with that girl. He was horny. He didn't know how to control his emotions at that moment. When he got done and busted his nut, I guarantee he was like, "Oh shit, what did I just do?" And he regrets it all. So I'm not saying don't leave a man who cheats on you, because if you take him right back, he's going to continue to cheat. But I just think that we should take a different approach than just leaving people immediately when they cheat on you. That's just my thought. That's just my thought. I feel like we cut our closest people off so fast, even though I know it hurts more because they're so close. But those are people that really still going to love you in the long run. That's my thought.
Well, seeing as how I was in a 5-year relationship and this guy was a cheater, I gave him so many passes because we're young, we were in the industry, we were this, we were that. And my advice would be the opposite. If a dude cheats, you gotta bounce. Because
I'm not gonna argue it, but
yeah. Because I see what you're saying. It's like, why are we getting rid of people so fast? And how can we just, do people like that? But the reality is that's got to be the thought before the act happens. Because what happens after that to most women, well, I'll speak for myself. I think it's a lot of women, but I know that no matter what, you never know what's going to happen, but you can't stay with somebody that cheats, because this is when you get the story, she's crazy, the woman is this, that, because now we want to go through everything. Now we can't go nowhere with you and be in a room and let you go mingle. I go mingle because we looking for you, talking to a brother. Like, it's the hell that a woman has to go through after a man cheats on her is not worth. It's not worth.
Yeah, and I completely agree, because every time I cheated, I said this. I swear I said this. I said, look, if you're gonna continue, I need you to actually believe that I'm not going to cheat on you again. Like, you have to, because I wasn't going to put you through that, and I wasn't going through it either. Because you said something that I wanted to respond to. God, what did you say? But I'm going to say this stuff first. When I was in college, I was with a girl. It was a long distance relationship. Never once in my life cheated on her. Never once. So faithful to her. Again, that was more so on my end, because it was a God thing. Again, men, women, it always is about you. It ain't about nobody else. So if your man cheating on you, it has nothing to do with you. He's not gonna not cheat on you because of you. He's not gonna cheat on you because of you. It's all because of him. It's his connection with the creator or his own insecurities. That's what's going on. Okay. But every single day she would call me about me cheating on her. And I'm sitting here looking like, bro, I'm not cheating on you. But she had past issues from other relationships that was filtering over here. And so I'm like, look, I loved you a lot. And I know that if we go down this path, we're going to end up hating each other. So we got to go our separate ways, because I can't wake up every day arguing back and forth about things that aren't real. Like, they're not real things, right? But God, I'm so mad because you said something that I wanted to respond to.
Yeah, I wonder. I was talking about, I was kind of mirroring what you said, how sometimes we cut people off. I understand giving them another chance. I definitely just feel like, though, as a woman, I literally, that's like the one thing. I could literally never stay with a man that cheats, because if he does it once, not only is he going to do it again, but it's like you didn't have enough accountability in the first place. Like, you got to have all that in mind, because you just said it. It's not about the relationship with the other women and all this. It's the one the man has with himself. But if that's the man that I'm with, then that's my biggest problem. Like, I cannot be safe in the world ever if my man cheats on me. I'm going to be a nightmare to that man, because basically the ground underneath my feet is no longer stable, because where I was supposed to get that stability and root and that connection and safety from, just thought that, whatever he got to say about what he wanted was worth more than all of this.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And women, if that's the situation, no, leave him. You know what I'm saying? For sure, leave if you know you're not going to be able to get over that. I'm more so saying this just in general for a woman's mind. So y'all feel better about yourself in general. If you get cheated on in one relationship and you leave and you go to the next, all I'm saying is everybody don't move that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and again, just don't beat yourself up about it, because it was not about you. It had nothing to do with you. So I'm not condoning letting people cheat and bring them back. And this goes both ways on the men's side, because I know men, it really is a no-go. You cheat, no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But men, like, again, like, when the saying, they think with their dicks and not their minds, like, it's so real. So yes, I understand logically. It's like, but you wasn't thinking about it before. Honestly, no, he wasn't. Because when the models walked up in there and all his homies was there and the music was playing, the alcohol was going, he's living in his lower self. No, you wasn't the first thing he was thinking about. He was thinking about this fat butt that was in his face, right? So as he makes that mistake, which he's going to make many mistakes throughout your marriage, all I'm saying is don't let yourself feel like you're not sexy enough or you the mama that's at home. No, that ain't it. He loves you more than he loves the mollywop. Okay, and all you women who are getting your bodies done up, trust me, they don't want that. I'm trying to tell you. So all you women who are out there, it's not I'm on some other thing. You women out there who are natural, still going to school, all that. Trust me, we are still we see y'all. We see y'all. But just like we got all these bad boys out here, understand there's some great men out here too. So on social media, I'm not about to let y'all talk about this great man out here. Y'all just don't know where they at. Because we give clout to the clowns these days. That's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. And I love how you really reiterated that a man's choices to cheat and all that is not a reflection of the woman.
Yeah, that's all I want to
When
know.
I was younger, I had no idea. And it took a long time to heal and repair my heart and my esteem, because you think, oh my God, we're in love and this person that loves me cannot focus and stay in one place. You always think it's you. I don't look like them. I don't, it's very challenging for a woman, because you got to think about, we're raised like you need to, be beautiful, cross your legs, don't curse. You need to have babies. When you get old, you're not going to be as cute. Dress like this, perky boobs, small, like all the time. So the second a man, it just don't help. So it's very important to understand, any women watching, any women who could share this with somebody, it is absolutely 100% about the man and his relationship to God and himself, not what you do or don't have, what you don't or do look like, and all of that.
Yeah.
Is this out here knocking us off like this? We just out here broken. And then like the person you were with, we go in another relationship with someone who might really be good and might not be cheating, but because of all of that energy and the things that have happened, now you're looking over your shoulder every 5 seconds and you just don't know. And it's like, he didn't text me this morning. Is he cheating on me? He's with another broad.
And if that's the case, then don't.
And then it's like women are crazy, and it's like, no, we're just.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. The women is crazy. That's what it was. All right, so I'm big on this. I am big on this. Women is crazy. Okay, because look, you women are crazy. Okay, y'all crazy as hell. Okay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. I always gotta start with some wild shit. I'm gonna come back. Y'all are crazy as hell. Okay, but the men, y'all gotta understand, all women are crazy. Okay, so you gonna have to deal with some level of crazy no matter what. Every level of crazy is different, but just understand you got to deal with the level of crazy. Now, too, the second part, women, understand this, men too. Y'all make the women crazy. I am 150% into that, and that's back to my self accountability. And when I was speaking about how I was telling her everything, like, look, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. I'm not ready for all of that, but I was still doing things to make her feel like she was in a relationship, right? But then she would come over, and I would reiterate, we're not in a relationship. So she was crazy, but I had responsibility in that craziness as well. A woman is only going to act as crazy as you make her act. It's literally. And so that's why I even started with, I see women and men on social media talking about the type of woman that they want and need, and they only will settle for and get married for, vice versa. And it was like, what are you doing? How are you making better? So if I'm loving my women and I'm making my woman happy, if I'm giving her the things that she wants, I'm emotionally available for her, I'm a breadwinner, taking care of all that. Then she's crazy. Then she gotta go. But I guarantee, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, I guarantee the craziness is not there. And
it's not there.
It's facts.
Because there ain't nothing to be crazy about. And that's why I love, having these conversations and really getting to the bottom of all of this, because I know how beautiful it can be when you're in a healthy and harmonious relationship. We're meant to be together. And if we can tap in and make those pieces fit in a way where we don't want to kill each other, I think overall, it's like, look at all the stuff that we're fighting, even in the Black community, in the streets, with politics, with brutal, all of the stuff that we're fighting. I still believe if we can get the man and the woman on one page, it's going to be a huge start. It's going to be a huge heal in the crack of things. Because right now I feel like we're fighting the world and we're fighting each other.
We for sure are.
And it's really challenging.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because we sure are. I did an interview with Ebony on black colorism and that. And it's like this fight between the black male and the black woman because we have this narrative of black women are so angry and they're this and they're that. And the black man likes light skinned women or like white women. Like that narrative is out there. And so we're fighting back and forth. And what I like to tell the both sides of that party is that one, for men, yes, the black woman is angry. But back to me saying that women are crazy, why is the black woman angry? Why? So we go back to angry, and also black women are very, very leaders, breadwinners. We got it ourselves. I don't need your help. I don't need a man to take care of me. Like that's what's going on right now, right? And so me personally, not all men are like me. Me, I'm somebody who wants to take care of everything. Okay, I'm the breadwinner. So if I'm trying to take care of everything, but you're not allowing me as a man to do that, what do you think is going to happen? There's going to be this, right? But that woman is in that way because of welfare, and there was only one woman allowed to be in the home. She's that way because of all the men that were sent to jail, and white men and other races don't typically date the black woman. So now, yeah, they've been lonely and they've been single, and now they are angry because their men is in jail and they're by themselves, and they've had to take care of all the kids, and they had to go to work, and they had to do this, and that. And then you mean to tell me you about to marry a white woman after all I've been through with you? So I understand why the anger of the black woman is mad. But now on the flip side of that, me being somebody who's worked on myself, right? Me being somebody who's really gives everything to another woman. Now I understand why you're mad. I understand why you are so independent. That's the term I really want to use. Independent. I understand all those different things. But if you're not allowing me to do that, I'm not about to just settle for you. I can't just say, okay, well, I have to marry a black woman, so I'm not going to be happy because you want to cuss me out every day. So we both, like I said, I'm not pointing a finger at the black woman. I'm not pointing a finger at the black man. We both need to look at ourselves and see that's the problem in society. Everybody pointing a finger. Y'all so angry and evil. When can we get to understanding? Okay, that was then. Okay, well, let me teach you. Let me lead you. But you have to be able to be led. Some women don't want to be led. Some men don't want to lead. Some women are looking for men to lead, but men, they really don't have that in them. The black woman is really God. Y'all really run everything. I hope y'all know that. Y'all don't understand that y'all know that. And so I just understanding and communication on both sides. Like we both have to get better. We both have to look at ourselves, back to the Cardi B thing, and the way that we're dressing. I want women to feel liberated. Like I'm like a low-key feminist. I want y'all to do and act however y'all want to act. When it comes to me and the women showing their bodies online, I don't care about that. Do that if that's what makes you feel loved and comfortable. I just want to make sure y'all not doing it for men, because yes, it's going to get the attention from the men, but not the right men, not the men that you actually want, not the men that are going to make you happy. So that's why you keep coming back talking about men ain't shit. So we got to be real about some of these things. Back to women and just like me, if I'm a drug dealer and I'm selling drugs, like you're not going to want to bring me home to your parents. It is what it is. Like if you are dressed up in the streets, however you want to dress, that's cool. Dress that way. And when you come see my grandmother, you're not going to be dressed that way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where our world is at. And so I like to tell women, dress how you want to dress, but understand what comes with that. Your actions always come with. There's always an action to the reaction. So hey, do what you want to do. I love y'all no matter what, but hey, if you want that man to take care of you, you gotta act that way.
Yeah, no, I agree. And sometimes even I'm confused. Well, I'm very understanding, so I can see both sides of the fence. I can see that there's I don't want to say a new breed of women. That just sounds so terrible. But a new wave.
Yep, just say it, because you're right. That's what I see too. That's all I see.
There's something new going on in the narrative. It's like almost like feminism gone wrong, and it's like they don't speak for us.
Feminist gone wrong. Hey, I like that word. Feminist gone wrong.
Because I do think we have a responsibility. I talk to some of my younger guy friends, and they do feel like, dang, they want to open doors, they want to do this and that, but there are a handful where I can do this myself, and and I do feel like a part of that comes from anger or abandonment and all of these things. So sometimes it'd be nice, okay, I don't know the whole answer about what guys can do, but maybe to just understand that maybe somebody's dealing with anger issues or abandonment issues that have them feel like they have to carry all of the weight all the time, because if they're not on it, you're going to drop the ball. So it may not even be personal. It may be something from a past experience that is, coming up, and maybe could be healed together, maybe not. But I just think that the turn in things, because it's 2020 and everybody is thinking about, oh, we do what we want with our bodies. Oh, this is different. No gender roles, no this and that. It's just kind of like, but what's wrong with that? What's wrong with having some boundaries? What's wrong? You have more freedom when you have boundaries. What is wrong with allowing a man to act a certain way and you be, So I just think we're very confused, and the stuff that we call freedom these days might actually be enslaving us a little bit more on the back end than we're really willing to see. Just like you talk about how over time the effects of social media and things that are going to happen, we're going to see the effects of this. Like, okay, girl, like as a woman, you only got to scream about being independent that hard is somebody drops you on your ass. So it's okay, you hurt, but now men are getting the wrong message, and we still need you to be all that you were designed to be. So I'm not sure if that's breeding a softer man. Like, are men doing less and less and less just because it's like, oh, we don't have to do the
well, you're right. You're right. It's a mix of things, right? And we're in a time that, again, a lot of things are changing. I'm in the middle. I'm an understanding person as well. I have a progressive thought, but I'm very, very conservative, right? Like, I don't, like, I believe everybody can go do what they want to do. Like, I'm always like, stop being in people's business. Go do, like, if they want to get married and there's homosexuals, let them go get married. Like, why is this even debates and conversations? But back to what I was saying about, understanding what you want. Once you understand exactly what you want, I can be understanding and I know that, okay, she's acting this way. I'm not going to judge her and call her mean and evil. She's acting that way because of what she went through. She's acting that way because she's probably dealt with a lot of men who never opened the door for you, right? So for me, example, let's say I'm taking a girl on a date, right? In my mind, I'm already about to open up your door. But if you demand me to open up your door, I don't want to open up your damn door. Oh, you better open up my door. And I know that the way that she's saying it, she's been with men who wasn't opening up her doors. She wasn't treating her right? So she has to demand her respect. She's demanding her respect. And I'm not mad at her that she's demanding her respect. But again, I already know I can't take care of that. I'm not the one. There's men who are for that. I'm not. I'm a breadwinner. And my ego and my insecurities that I have, it's not like I need somebody to need me, but again, I want to lead. Like that's where I'm at. I want to lead. If you want to have your passions and start a business and do your life, baby, let's do it. I'm gonna be right there with you. You feel me? If you want to sit at home and be with the kids all day, baby, I'm right there with you. Like whatever you want to do. Okay. But it's about just understanding and knowing who you're dealing with. Some women are very, very submissive, and a lot of black men, the issue is, again, y'all really run stuff, okay? So y'all are supposed to be the head of the house, okay? I'm talking about ancient Kemet civilization or ancestors. Like, y'all are the guys, okay? But see, in America, where we live in a patriarchal society, and so the men are supposed to be the leaders. So again, a lot of black women look to black men as leaders, but they can't match up with that independence, lack of a better term. Okay, because I don't want to call y'all angry, because y'all not angry. Y'all just keep it 100. Like you guys keep men accountable. You guys make sure that if we say we're gonna marry you in 2 years, you asking where's my ring at, and we're looking at that as you're evil, you're angry, you're nagging, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, that woman is making you a better man. We like these submissive women. I'm not going to get into exactly who I'm talking about, but we know, because they will be submissive. They will listen, and they'll make us be that man who's the greatest man on earth, even though we have insecurities inside of us. We don't believe in ourselves.
Doesn't that keep you small?
It does. But we don't realize that. Again, we don't understand that we have to go through these things in life. We have to go through tough things. How can you be the best husband? Can you be the best man? Who's going to push you to get there? Marriage is in America, The business contract.
Yeah,
It's business.
absolutely. And should be looked at and treated as such.
As business, right? So even when we talking about prenup, this is business. Other than that, I don't need to go get married. Even now, you won't see Nate in a relationship until Nate really got to get married. Because I don't see why I need to say, "Can you be my girlfriend?" Oh, we're together. Like, I'm gonna just move and act that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to say, "Oh, that's my girlfriend." Like, and now of course I would identify as that. I'm just saying, like, I'm just so over this title thing. So when it comes to marriage, like, if we're not looking at it from business, I don't need to go get married by California and sign. I don't need to do all that. For what?
Gotcha.
For the business side. The only reason we're doing it is for the financial side. So we can do our joint accounts and all other stuff, right? So if we're looking at it from that, it's like, I'm not about to just sign my life away to anybody. We gotta be prepared for all of this stuff. We got to understand the laws. We got to understand all this stuff. Dr. Dre going through a lot with his wife. I mean, we're in a weird time right now. We're really in a weird time, and that's why I'm in no rush, because I've seen babies come and leave, and not leave, but divorces happen. I've seen so much. And again, I was a hopeless romantic one. Everyone thought I was going to be the first one to get married, and I don't know when. I may never get married. I don't know.
I mean, I feel you. I see the business part as I get. Well, I don't know. I guess I'd have to do research. I don't so much mind signing the paper because I think that also includes an extra level of accountability, right? Because it's like you and I are friends, and if we decide to do business together, we should have a contract. Not because I think you're going to do something to me, but because in the event that something does happen, we're on the same page about how that unfolds. So there is a different level of accountability. I feel like when your name is on the dotted line, and the business part of it comes from the same thing. If you have a business partner, you make somebody your business partner because y'all have the same outcome, you have the same values, you want the same thing to happen with the company, you're passionate about the same thing, your skills match these skills, and that's why it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I think it's okay to look at it that way and to proceed as such. But that just, to me, it means that you're more sure if you decide to do it that way. Maybe not. I get the being.
No, I agree. No, I agree. And I'm not just against signing the documents, but it's like, again, take, I can't even think of the word, colonization out. Okay. We're just here. And we're talking about love. Like, I love you. I want to stay with you on your side and make sure you're good for the rest of your life. Okay. I can give you a ring, a stick, whatever you want to do. But when did the paperwork start coming into play? So I agree with you, like the contract, I don't mind writing it down, but why does the government got to be involved? Gotcha. And again, I'm not against the government. I'm not against signing, and I'm gonna get married and having my marriage license and all that. But love, like, we keep missing the love part.
We are.
Love. Yeah. That's all it's about, love. Look at that person, trust that person, give yourself to that person, and be free with that person. And with social media now, we have people everywhere, and you're not just seeing beautiful women everywhere. You're not seeing just men everywhere. We're just seeing beautiful women, beautiful men, but also what they do. So you're creating these ideas in your head. You have to understand the business side of marriages in America. Think about how much it costs.
It's so true.
Because they've been selling us. Yes, they've been selling us things. They've been selling what love should look like, what a marriage should look like. Social media. We have all. I get so irritated when I see. I be picking on girls. That's because I'm focused on y'all. When I see relationship goals and then they're tagging a celebrity or something else, and it's like, bro, it's in our face that they're selling to us a fake fantasy reality. And so when we get to it, and it goes, that kind of goes back to my cheating thing. It's not really necessarily the cheating that I say, why do we give up so fast? But it's just relationships. Like, we give up too fast on them. When it's like, we both are growing individuals. We both have a long life to live. There's going to be some time, maybe years, where you just can't stand or even understand this person.
Yeah.
But then it comes back together. You know what I'm saying? So it's about fighting through it. It's love. It's that. That's where I'm trying to figure out, like, where we missing it in society. But I really think it's just this propaganda and how they're showing us marriages should be, what they're seeing. And even if you go on to go deeper from the Black community, if you look at some of the relationship movies that we do see, we have a beautiful Love and Basketball. We have a lot of, poetic. We have great Black movies as well. But a lot of them comes with cheating, comes with leaving the Black woman, comes with all those different things, right? Comes with violence, arguing, and we think those things are normal, right? No, they're not. We got to unlearn a lot of different things. The things in your parents' relationships that you guys didn't like, figure those out, find a way to fix them, and fix them when you get to your point, period.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Actually, the King's Speak before this one was titled, Are Your Thoughts Your Own? So if y'all didn't see that, go back to it. But it was a marketing specialist, and he broke down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check that one in. I'm gonna go check him out.
Yeah, he broke down how PR and marketing, oh my God, we are so sold from the time we roll out the womb till the time we die.
Yep.
And we don't even know, like we're not even privy to that because we're so used to it. We're taking all of this stuff in, like you said, hashtag relationship goals. We want to be this. People thought Cardi B and Offset was so, they get divorced. Okay, the ring, the baby's cute. What are we doing? We're not qualifying and we're not doing things from who we are and what we really want. We are influenced by everything around us, and it's so subtle that it ends up in our subconscious. And then now we're consciously functioning, like you said before, and we think that this is who we are, this is how we should be, this is how he should be, this is how I should be, this is what it should look like, and it's like, it's become a mess. So I had some more questions for you. We are pushing on time. So I'm going to I don't want to have you here all night because, me and you, we'll go in for hours.
I know. That's why I'm sitting here. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm in no rush, girl. But I'm like, I could sit here and talk to her forever with this stuff.
I love it. I wanted to. Okay, so let's see. I like what you said.
Can I take a bathroom break?
Huh?
Can I take a bathroom break? Is that a possibility?
Yes.
All right. Let me take a bathroom break and we're going to finish. Come on.
All right, go ahead.
2 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right, y'all. We've been going in for an hour and 15 minutes talking about the power of preparation, what it takes to prepare for what you want. We've been talking about everything that you could think of in relationships, from cheating to how we understand each other to just the whole nine. Sunny Rose, I see you still in here. Good talk. Thank you. I have more questions. I want to talk. He talked about his friend Jamar, and I want to find out, most men are getting their information and advice from each other. So how powerful are they seeing as the wise counsel in their life? I'm very curious. And, he also mentioned how he doesn't titles of girlfriend and this and that. I'm kind of with them on that. But what about courtship? When do you say, okay, since this is the person I'm going to marry, I'm going to move forward like this and it be so intentional? We doing bathroom breaks? I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Am I back?
Look at that. We ready.
We back.
I'm just talking to the people. And so I had a question. Okay, so I really love how you talked about, I don't need to have girlfriend the title. Oh, will you be my girlfriend? Da-da-da. We've done that when we were in high school. It was cute. But what do you think about courtship? And do you think that courtship is still a thing? And how do you introduce that? Because to me, courtship is the intention of getting married. So it's saying, I would love someone to approach me with courtship, because that tells me everything that he's doing is action intentional, both of us, because we're going to get married. So what is your thoughts about courtship and skipping the girlfriend title, and how do you view courtship in this day and age?
Well, you might have just put me onto something, because I didn't necessarily view courtship that way. I kind of just view courtship as dating, but you might have answered the question that I've been searching for myself. I've been having an issue with this whole dating thing personally, because, for example, let's say we start dating, and let's say we have like a 4 or 5 date rule. Like, go on a couple of dates, whatever. Again, naturally in my mind, I'm paying for everything. That's just how it is. Now, do I agree with that completely? I don't know, but that's just how I move. Again, I'm a breadwinner.
I agree with it. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah. So if I'm a man, if I don't have that, if I'm not prepared to be taking you on these trips, back to even the last relationship I was in, I wasn't prepared to take you on these trips. I wasn't prepared to have these fun activities. And I know there's ways to do things for free or cheap, but I wasn't prepared for that. But LA's expensive, right? So I don't have time to be going on dates and dating people all the time because financially you're taking away from my wife and kids that I'm saving for and preparing for. So I've been having a very difficult time with, again, who I give my time to, my energy to, where I'm spending my money, all those different things. But when it comes to courtship and actually making those intentions, I believe wholeheartedly in that. Back to even living with people, and God tells you ain't supposed to live with your partner beforehand, you ain't supposed to have sex with your partner beforehand, all that good stuff. Um, Again, this is a lifelong journey. Like, this is not something that's just happening, right? So I believe that we have to be in courtship. I believe that you need to show this woman how you are going to be able to provide for her, how you're going to be able to take care of her kids, how are you going to be able to make sure that when she's down, you're there to pick her up, and vice versa. Like, I'm somebody, I need to know, like, I'm emotional at times. I'm very, very emotional. And like, when things don't go right for me, like if I lose on a deal, or something goes wrong at work, like, I may really be bothered, where I want my time and my energy. I need a woman strong enough to understand that, right? I need you to be strong enough that when things go wrong in your life, it's not the end of the world. Like, we can get up, dust each other off, and let's keep going. So there's certain things that I need to see, and it needs to happen through that course, the process. The dating process for me, the modern dating, is who can look the cutest on social media. So I just kind of, I don't know, or who can take that person to Nobu so they can take the pictures at Nobu, like, oh, my man took me to Nobu. Like, I'm off of all that. I'm off of all that. I'm like, how, like, I'm talking about the real, how can you make my life easier when it comes to marriage, and vice versa? How can I make your life easier? That's all we really doing when it comes to this. I love you. How can we do this life partnership forever? I don't know. But yeah, of course, it's important to me.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I think you answered that well. Again, I just, especially with talking with you, because I kind of I've been off social media. Like, I'll have my breaks and whatever. And I remember there was a period of time when I was having a hard time with it because, I taught about it with the spirit of comparison, the comparison clans, and, going through
Yeah,
all
I gotta
that.
look. I gotta go look at that up too. I remember that.
Yeah,
I love
so I
that.
mean, that was good and it made sense, and I've been out of it since then. But you're right, like, let's live harmoniously in real life as real people with real desires for love. So I was going to ask you earlier when you mentioned your friend Jamar, how valuable it is for men to have wise counsel in this process, and do you think guys are mindful of discerning the advice they're getting from those around them? Because I know your boys talk, but some, do you know how to discern those voices? Are men able to really get clear about who's speaking into their life and if it lines up with their personal codes and values?
Yeah. Again, in these situations, I don't think I'm the best to ask. The reason why I say that, I know I'm gonna give an answer that most men might ain't gonna give. Back to me, one of my greatest things that I love about myself is I look for wisdom. Not even like asking people, but I'm just watching, right? So I'm getting to my dad. Remind me to talk about my dad. But me and my boy Jamal, like, we counsel each other when it comes to these things. And then we look for wisdom. We look for the right things. We look for successful relationships. We look at it at a Devon Franklin and a Megan Good. Like, how are they moving? How are the successful people moving? Again, that's why I get frustrated about the relationship goals. Because yes, Sierra and Russell Wilson, they're amazing, right? But I can't buy you a BMW for your birthday. I'm not financially there. So like we gotta get real. We gotta get realistic with some of these things.
Yeah.
So wise counsel
And
is
you
so
can't
important
match me
because
the BMW. Sierra can match her BMW.
you know
If
what I
she
mean.
has cop one, he can cop one. He can cop one. What are we doing?
We not there yet, baby. Help me get there so we can. I'll get you wherever you want, but you gotta help me get there.
Right.
Period. I trust
Yes.
you. But so my dad, it's important to listen to wise counsel because what happens with the hard-headed younger generation is we don't want to listen to shit because of the failures of the older generation. We view failures. We may walk into an individual who doesn't have a lot of money, ain't got a big house, ain't got all this stuff, but he's been through a lot of things and he lost all that, and he's trying to give you the game of how to not lose it. You know what I'm saying? But we're
Right.
already cutting this man off because he's not driving a Rolls Royce or whatnot. We may
Right.
look at somebody who was in a relationship and they got divorced. We don't want to take advice from them. Why? Because they got divorced. Why would I take advice from you? Then we have the crowd, like you're saying, they're interacting with each other and they're counsel with each other. That's not ever going to work either, because you're getting counsel with people who've never been married yet, or if they are married, they've only been married for a year yet. They can't even truly give you the information of when you're really going through things, when life is rough, when you ain't got a dollar to your name. Like, what are you guys going to do in that situation? So for my father, there was a lot of different things I didn't like about my father growing up and the way he treated my mother. For an example, in which I understand him a lot more now, but my dad didn't really take my mom on dates, and he didn't really buy her flowers. He didn't do things like that often. And me being a little kid, again, I was watching the movies and I was seeing those things, and I saw how those things affected my mother. She wouldn't complain, but it was like I seen like she would love something like that. So as a kid, I used to love buying women flowers. I love buying women flowers. It's something that my dad wouldn't do.
Right.
Fast forward to now, because I'm not gonna get in and talk about the negative things about my dad, but there's times my dad will see me with a woman and see the way that I interact with the woman, and he'll pull me to the side and he'll check me. No, you need to go over there and open her door. No, you need to go over there and go outside to her car and do this and do this. And he'll check me on the same things that he wasn't doing. So there's two ways we can look at this. We could be, nigga, you wasn't doing this, so why should I do it? Or do you want to end up just like them in a divorce relationship? Or do you want to say, okay, this is somebody who's been through something. Maybe he didn't make the right decision through that process, but learn from that process and give you the real game, and then now you can apply the game. But see, I'm not listening to you, and then we want to do it our own way. We get punched in the face, and then years later, I still listen to you anyway. You know, one thing my dad told me as a child is listen to everything I'm gonna tell you, because my daddy told me everything and I didn't listen. So that's why I listen. You know, my grandpa LAPD, the house you came to see, like that is from my grandfather. My dad, he used to always tell my dad stuff, and he said, "Listen to your daddy, man. I'm always telling the truth." My dad never listened, so when he used to tell me things, even though I wouldn't agree at times, I would just listen. I'm just listening. And so, when it comes to wise counsel, for me, obviously, seek somebody who's already in a successful marriage that seems to be successful. Somebody who's been there for a long time, but also seek somebody who has been in the relationship that maybe have gotten divorced. That person has valuable information to give to you. And then on that, not really on relationship, I wanted to add this because I guess I'll use Dr. Umar. There's been a lot of scandals coming out about Dr. Umar, right? But there's scandals that come out around every individual in this world. Like, there's something gonna come out. Yeah. And we're so quick to cancel people. We're in this cancel culture world. Kanye West says one thing and we're canceling Kanye. So-and-so says one thing, we're canceling that person. And I'm cool with whoever y'all want to cancel for whatever reason. I'd be on there calling people out too. But understand that even though let's say Kanye is a coon, hypothetically, he's not arguing forever for that. Let's say he's a coon. Kanye does give us information that can be very valuable. Dr. Umar can still give us information that's very valuable. So even though these individuals may have faults in their life, still don't write their whole existence off because of that fault. Still pick and pull, man. We all should be looking at people above us, where we want to go, and just start taking from their playbooks. You don't have to take everything, but as you're taking from them, you're creating your own playbook. You're creating how you want to be by listening. Your mentors do not have to be people that you're in communication with every day. You may not even ever know them. Nipsey is my main mentor. Nipsey, Malcolm, Marcus Garvey, and not Kobe. I ain't gonna say my third one.
Okay.
I want y'all to know Kevin Gates.
What? Did you say
Kevin
it?
Gates. Kevin Gates. Boyce Watkins. I'm putting on some game. I'm gonna go follow Boyce Watkins, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali. Hey, Devon Franklin, yeah, go study Devon some more, because Devon be telling y'all about yourself. Because once y'all start learning about Devon Franklin, that's what really shoots men in their chest. And if you're a man, you really want to grow. Like, you're about just trying to become the best individual, not just looking the best, feeling like trying to become the best human being. I'm telling you, you have to look at yourself, unlearn these things. But go check out Devin Franklin. Yeah. And then go read the 5 love languages, because I know a lot of us, when it comes to the love languages, that's how I figured out I was so terrible in my relationship. Because again, I thought I was loving these women. I love these women. It wasn't like I really did. So when it came down and they're like, at the end of the relationship, they're like, bro, you made me feel like I wasn't even here. I wasn't a human being, or I was this.
Wow.
I didn't take that accountability. I looked at that as, no, you're crazy, because I was loving you. I did care about you. I didn't, like, what are you talking about? So it was just a miscommunication, the way that I was looking at it. But when I started reading the love languages and I started looking at myself with divine feminine, it was like, bro, for one, everyone has a different love language. My love language, like, to give to people, is gift giving. So I want to buy you something. I want to do something like that. Now, for other women, for me, I like a woman to tell me how amazing I am. I words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Appreciate me. Make me feel that all the work that I'm doing, like, make me feel good about myself, right? So if I'm with a girl who has quality time as her love language, but I'm an athlete or I'm a businessman who's always working and she's not getting quality time, she gets the end of my night, she's gonna feel unloved and unwelcome, right? But again, we are going through things with no knowledge, no anything, and so now it's just we're fighting each other. So instead of a man taking accountability, he sees an attack, and he feels truly attacked. Like, time out. I did this for you, I did this for you, and you're only focusing on this one negative thing, but that one negative thing was everything in the world to that woman, and so once we start getting into that communication, recently, back to the women, I got to get on y'all real quick. I heard a woman say, like, it was like a meme, it was like, what's your love language? And it was like, get to know me to find out. No, why can't we just communicate these things?
Yeah,
and I understand,
just let me know.
just let me know. And I understand from the woman's perspective when they're like, well, I don't want to tell you something and then you're just going to use that to, like, manipulate me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I understand that, but and it doesn't have to be the first date, but when can we just be communicated? Like, babe, I'm not saying that you're not doing anything right. I love that you're working hard and you're bringing money home, but, like, I really, really like when you watch this show with me at night on Tuesdays. Put that shit in your calendar, make it a priority, and it would change our relationship. That little twitch right there. Compromise. Learning from my guy Etho, compromise. All right, I'm ranting.
No, I love it. And it is the little things like that. I always talk about how, when you're in a ship, if you change just 1 degree of direction, by the time that you get to where you're going, you're in a completely different spot. So again, it's back to those small things being so much more important than we are giving them credit for, because it's going to be what makes or breaks, what sends us to that island or this one, or whatever the case. So I think it's very important that throwing that one little thing on the calendar, having understanding of the love language, blah blah blah. I mean, I think that's amazing. And the communication, because I feel like for me, when it comes to the 5 love languages, I don't know if it's because my personality is whatever, but I think I like different ones in different seasons. So I'm gonna have to communicate this.
Hey, I'm every single one. But I've had it because I'm a very indecisive person, which actually
I'm a little,
dealing with women. Yeah. So I had to make sure, like, you have one that you have chosen. Like, this is you. Understand that this is you. But no, every single one of them is me. Every single one.
Yeah. I think every single one is all of us, but maybe one is a little bit more
stronger.
Well, we'll figure that out. As long as you can communicate what you need, you're good.
That's all you need to do. And answer to that woman.
Yeah.
Men too, women.
I love it. Okay, so I think we covered everything except one last question. And you might have kind of answered this, and this could be just a little bit for fun, but whatever. What's one reoccurring issue that you personally keep coming up against when dating?
Oh, I got a lot. Well, for me, I have a big issue with time, and so like managing my time. I don't have an issue managing my time, but, like, I'm always working, and again, I have so many things in this life I feel like I need to accomplish. So it's like go, 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 go.
Yeah.
So being that, back to being indecisive, it's hard for me to be that man that a woman wants from, like, all right, this Saturday I would like to take you out to this place that I really, really like to be at. Would you like to go on that date with me this Saturday? I'm not good at scheduling dates like that. because
Gotcha.
of just the way that my mind is. And so my biggest thing is I can't get past the first, even to the first date, to even like you to truly see who I am and like what I can properly offer. I
Right.
can't even get to the first date because it's like I'm work. Then it's like I have commitment issues, but my commitment issues come from committing to again, like I'm saying right now, committing to the wrong woman. So like I can commit, but it's like, are you like how do I decide if you were the one, you know? And it's hard for me to give up that time to really dive into women at times. When it comes to this social media world, you know, it's hard for me because again, I'm still kind of traditional. I'm very conversational. Like I need to look you in your eyes. I need to see your soul. I need all of that. So like hollering at women on in the DMs is I'm not good at that. I don't know like what am I supposed to be saying? Like I don't you know what I'm saying? Like I communicate with people and women based off of like your interests and the things that you like. Like what do I say? What do I do? I don't know.
The
So
vibe. It's the vibe.
the vibe, yeah. So this whole DM and social media world, like I'm not good at that. I don't know how I move that way. So like I'm in a position where I know what I want. And I know when God's gonna bring it to me, and I've been talking to God, and I also know that God has me in a position right now to be single. Like literally, He wants me to be single right now, and so I'm like in a very, very patient. I ain't rushing for nobody. But yeah, the biggest thing for me is just really them DMs. Them DMs. I don't know how that operates. I don't know. I don't know all that. It's hard for me to be fake on social media. So like filters and all that. It's just so hard because it's like we're gonna go on a date and I'm a whole different dude. Like, hey, so that's it. But and then the mindset of women nowadays, you know, and I'm in LA, so again, I want to make a lot of money and give my wife whatever she wants, you know. But again, I'm about sacrifice. Not a lot of people see my vision, and I understand that, and I don't like putting my vision onto other people either.
Right.
So it's like I don't want to waste your time because I know that you want to go do this, and this. But I'm trying to put this setup so that we can go do this, and this every day, all day. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you may have to wait 10 years for that. That may be until we're 35 or whatever. I don't know how old I am now. You know what I'm saying? But are you going to be able to do that? And so that's my issue. I can't find nobody who can see that. And I understand why, you know? So.
You understand why? Then why?
Hmm?
You said you understand why. Well, then why?
Well, as in, I understand a woman saying, bro, you're boring. You're boring. All you want to do is work and provide. Like you're boring. I get that, but I'm not boring. I'm an outgoing individual. I can turn any
Yeah,
party up
you're so much
anytime.
fun, actually.
You know, yeah. But in those times, though, you know what I'm saying, and that's what people even on social media. I'll meet a woman and she thinks that I'm so outgoing, and I am very outgoing, but I'm introvert, extrovert. I bring that shit out when it's time to bring it out. This ain't natural. Like it is natural, but it's like I'm not always wanting to be the center of attention. I don't always want. I'm not necessarily someone who wants fame like that. I just work, and when it's time to speak, it's time to speak. But women will see me on social media or see me different places and think they're gonna get that personality. Then half of the time I'm mellowed out. Half of the time I'm just wanting to chill. I ain't trying to do all that. Right. So then they're like, bro, well, I'm trying to go travel. I'm trying to go to this club and this bar and do all this. And I'm like, well, babe, you're right. I want to do it too, but we got to put this in place, say this, so for this, so then we can go and travel when we're 32 with the kids whenever we want. You ain't gonna worry about me going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where my mind is operating. So to get a woman to understand and see that, I know that's difficult.
So, is there a balance in that for you? Like, do you feel like you can find a balance? Because I feel like I can understand what you're saying. I think I know I'm a little bit older than you, so of course some of that stuff comes with just knowing. The older you get, I feel like the more you're able to pull back and see life from far more of a bird's eye view. Because now you're talking about a lot more time that has gone by. And you can say your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. I'm not in my 40s, so don't be trying to do that to me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you pull back and you start to look at things like, I used to be so rushed in my 20s. Like, I was trying to be wealthy now. I need my business now. I need the part now. I need the role now. Like, because there was nothing you could tell me. Like, I just knew it was all mine. And now looking back, it wouldn't have been so bad to make a 10-year plan, maybe even a 20-year plan, because 22 to 42 is nothing and everything all at the same time. 42 is still really young. Okay, but at 22, you thinking like 35,
Mm-hmm.
we got to get like, that's all, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that there's value in getting a little older and being able to pull back. However, I also believe in balance. So I was just checking in with you on a personal note to see if you see balance in any of that, because sometimes I think about Kobe and Vanessa, and I don't know everything about their personal life, obviously. And we see Kobe and his life and what he was meant to do and how passionately he did everything, including love his wife and be romantic, including kill it in basketball, books, movies, kids, whatever. But I do remember her specifically talking about them almost finally getting to that point where they could spend more time together. And we don't have forever on this planet. So it's not to live in fear and say, you know, do everything now because you might not be able to do it later. But do you think there's a balance in between getting the work done and getting to where you need to be and living in that space because it's important, but also saying, you know what, I said Saturday, let's go?
No, you're 1,000% right. And that's kind of where Operation Complete Human comes in. You know, that's why it came in, because I know, like, this is the person that you're seeing. That's who I've been since 8th grade. Like, literally. I'm talking about every day. I brought my lunch to school every single day from 8th
Your little
grade to
lunch
the day.
bag.
Yeah, brown lunch bag. The homies know, everybody know. Nate got his little, or it was a brown lunch bag or just a plastic grocery bag. I put my 2 sandwiches in there. Like, I've always been this type of individual. So back to Operation Complete Human, like you're saying, that balance does need to come in. It's not about work, you know, but in this time that I am single, in this time that again, I could be in the club but there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? So I can go. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but it's like, for what? Like, is it seriously? So when it comes to dating, I'm open to sacrifice that. Like, if I got into a relationship now, like, yeah, like, I know when to put it. But right now, it's like, if the homies call me and let's go to the club this weekend, I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm cool with it. But then I think about it, it's like, okay, you gonna spend this, you gonna spend this, you gonna spend this. You're not gonna be able to hear any woman. Your wife ain't gonna be in there. So I start checking shit off where it's like, this doesn't make sense. Why are you even going? You know, and so for me, it's like checks and balances. You can call me, be a Saturday night, and invite me to a house party with 15 people. That's my vibe. I'm probably gonna be there. You know, and so for me, it's just about what I want, and it's easy for me to work. So if I ain't got no plans, I'm work, 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 work. So for me to schedule Saturday, I'm going on a date with you. You have to be somebody that I truly, 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 truly want to do that with.
Gotcha.
And even like the last relationship I was with, again, this is something I've been dealing with. Like, this is not new. But if that same woman was in my life today, y'all may see Nate proposing soon. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? So if she would have just shut the hell up and just listened to me say, like, please, like, I'm trying to figure myself out. I'm going through things mentally, physically, like, it's deeper than you can even understand. Because at the time, I didn't feel like a man. I felt like I didn't have my feet going. Like, so it's like, you don't even understand what I'm going through. I can't even explain to you what I'm going through, but please trust me. Like, and I told her, don't wait for me. You don't have to wait for me. I'm not asking you to wait for me. I'm not asking for any of that. All I'm asking you to just trust me. Like, trust me. If you want to walk away, that's fine. But I promise you that I'm going through some stuff. And she needed it now. She needed it now. And so she ended up leaving and left. But like, if it was right now, I'm in a whole different space. Like, I know that, like, if I get fired tomorrow, I know exactly how to move to get my next dollar, or where I'm gonna, like, I know that now. So it's not like
different.
I can give you that now. You know what I'm saying? I can be, okay, you know what? Forget this. Let's go hang out with my girl, because at that time, that's the only sense of value I care for. It's gonna be God and you. So if you are fine with me missing work and I ain't making that money, that's cool, because you're not gonna judge me for it, because you are my wife. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Yeah, that's where the Operation Complete Human is. Like, the only I don't care about money, especially the fiat currency. I don't care about it at all. I just know that it's not as hard to get. And so if I have to be the one in my family to stand up and go do that, I'm gonna do that, because, you know, again, my grandmother has the best health in the world because my grandfather was LAPD, right? We have no worries about her, but not everybody in my family got that. So like those are the things why Nate wants a lot of money. There should be no excuse for healthcare. There should be no excuse for getting healthy food. There should be no excuse for those things, not the BMW and the nice cars. So that's the shit I'm looking around and seeing like, bro, we're eating fake food and we wondering why we're going crazy. It's not real. It's not nurturing our bodies. So how can we get real food? We got to build a farm. How do you build a farm? You need money. How do you get money? You need fiat currency. So like that, like, trust me, I'm very cognizant of money and love and the true things in life. So I'm focused on those things. It's just right now where I feel like I got this gap, I'm sprinting to try to cover as much ground. So again, when I start having kids, I'm not, oh, I got to leave the baby because I got to go back to work. No, I got this set up. So if we got to stay home, all right, go ahead. Baby, you need to get back to work? All right, go back to work because all right, I'm going to be home. And I don't have to ask my manager to do that. I don't have to go, I don't have to do that. And that's just what I'm about. And so it could be a 50-year plan. Like there's no diverge. The reason why I always say 35, that was to mentally have myself ready to understand that, Nate, this is going to be a long journey. This is not something that's going to happen overnight.
Correct.
Be patient with it. Like that. So I ain't got no dates. I ain't got none of that. I'm just going.
I love it. I mean, your head is on so straight. I'm not even worried about you. You're going to be good. We got like almost 2 hours of just mad jewels and gems dropped. I love it. This was so full. I can't wait to like cut it up and share with people because I know they'll find the value in it. And not only that, but you know, my prayer is that men see an example in you because it's doable. Everything doesn't have to look one way. It doesn't have to be what we see. It can be whatever you want to make it and what that means to your highest good, what that means to who you are in this world and how you walk with God. Or even if you don't believe in God, it's still all about you. What are you doing? You know, so you seem to be really clear about that. I mean, I can't wait to see. I'm so bummed about this girl because, you know, I want to see something for her, but I think, you know, I think I'll eventually see what happens and, you know, it'll all.
Oh, that's dead. Oh, that's dead. That's dead.
I know.
She has
I
another
remember
man.
we talked a little bit about that, but I just, you know, it just bums me out.
Yeah, I mean, it bums me out not because necessarily her. It bums me out because back to the cheating thing. It's like when can we get over? Like that could have been a positive relationship. And I'm sitting here like, and again, I'm not blaming her. It's not her fault. It's my fault too. I'm not at all. But it's just like if that would have stuck out, it could have worked, you know. And we run away from relationships. And I told her to, and she gave me a year, and she kept trying for a year, and I wasn't giving her the energy she wanted, and so it happened.
Well, whatever's meant to be will definitely be. Sunny Rose in the chat said, Nate Harris, U.S. State Representative, Congressman.
Hey, I think about it all the time. And my people be telling me, but I just don't believe in politics. So I believe that I'm going to change the world, but I'm going to do it differently. And it's back to me having to get a lot of money. I believe I can impact people differently. Politics is BS. So I can make $1 million and give $1 million to 10 businesses to start a business. That's better than y'all voting for me. So maybe one day if I need to be the spook by the door and get my head up in there, but nah. Thank you, Sunny.
And who knows what that'll look like because the way you speak, I remember when I very, very first met you, like quick, I saw like a service that you preached or, you know, just an overall speech that you gave. And I was like so blown away. I'm like, wow, you know, it was so well done and constructed well. I learned, I grew, I enjoyed, I watched the whole thing. So, I was just very impressed. So you have something, you're on the right track. It's all working out for you. You got your YouTube channel. Let's get the people on there.
Yes, yes, we on YouTube. So it's been so long, y'all. I've been trying to get on YouTube for so long. But see, honestly, I've been really, really scared. It's really been fear. But I'm on YouTube. But go over to YouTube, Royal Nate Harris. Okay, Royal Nate Harris. I'm gonna really be giving y'all some heat. This type of information, but I need y'all help too of like content ideas or things that you guys need to hear, want to hear about. Disclaimer, I am all my relationships were failed, as you guys seen in all these things. So it's funny that I'm over here teaching and talking about relationships, but I still have my failures, and everything that I ever will talk to you about on YouTube is things that I've gone through things I've failed at, things I've grown in. And so go show me some love. Subscribe over there on YouTube and then let me know what y'all want to talk about. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Follow, subscribe, everything. And just to let you know, I talk about relationships, everything too. And I'm a failure at it. But that's kind of what makes me some kind of a pro, because I done failed through a lot of stuff. So I feel like because we have failed, we have worked through things some people may have not even had an opportunity to touch yet. So we're going to go ahead and be little pros in our own right. And then on the other side of that, when it's looking like something, we can share that too. When we get to the other side.
Yeah.
But yes, please make sure to follow Royal Nate Harris on YouTube. And of course you can see, oh no, right here. Wait, right there, his Instagram. Follow him on Instagram.
Oh, you did it right. I've always been trying to figure out how to do that. I don't never know how to do anything.
It's backwards. Wait, no.
See?
Yeah. Follow
Nope.
me here.
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Follow him.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Twitter too, because I've been snapping on Twitter lately. I'm not really good at social media.
On Twitter.
Yes, I got you, girl. I've been on Twitter forever, but I've been away from Twitter. But I kind of got the interest back, so I'm just up there talking about, asking questions.
Yeah, Twitter's like everything, so I'm gonna have to hit you on Twitter. What?
I just feel water all in my face. Y'all see water on my face?
No. Oh my gosh, you're so silly. That means you're getting delirious. It's time to go. Just playing. All right, my love. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It was great to see you. It was great to have this conversation. I appreciate you more than you know. And
let me say this real quick. I have to say this real quick to explain. I love you more than you know. So I love you, which is on my wrist right here too. I don't know if I got it right. Okay, the reason, even through the Operation Complete Human, as I was dealing with women and even people in general, the way my personality came out, people thought I was an asshole. And even the women I was dating, it was like, bro, y'all have no idea that even though I may not be properly showing your love language or showing you love, in an affectionate way, I am a loyal motherfucker. I would have died for a lot of y'all. I would have and so I love you more than you know, because I have a loyalty for people that they don't even understand. I do things for people that they don't even understand. Like I said, I got life insurances and shit for people that they don't even know that I got life insurance for them. So I love. My heart is bigger than it's huge. So throughout my life, I always was an asshole because I like to joke the way I communicate because I was insecure and my ego, all that. We'll get into that later. But so I love you more than you know is because everybody used to think I was an asshole, and I really have a big heart. And so I love you more than you know to remind me, bro, love these people, man. I'm just being an asshole that you are.
I'm so glad you gave me clarity on that, because I sure didn't know what I love you more than you know meant, and that's very interesting. Oh, I love it. You're so sweet. I would just give you a big hug right now if I could. I love hanging with you. I love talking to you. I love kicking it. I know we'll stay connected. We're gonna chop this up and share it up, and we'll chat again. And also, if I'm gonna think about some topics and throw them to you so you can get your.
Oh, we gonna for sure, because I'm about to get serious with all this, and we're gonna be collabing more often. You know, Angela Rye be getting on Charlamagne all the time.
You said what?
You know Angela Rye be getting on with Charlamagne all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Hey, come on over to Royal Nate's channel real quick. I'm back over at PG. We give a game, right? Let's do it. We gotta collab, baby.
Yeah,
I love you, y'all. Appreciate you. I love you. Appreciate you. Do you hear that? Somebody calling me.
All right, my love. Take that call. All right.
I will. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this amazing episode of King Speak. I sure hope you learned a lot and enjoyed. Please share it with a friend because you know they need it. And we will catch you for the next episode. So also, you're going to want to tune in on Thursday because me and my girls, we're going to go over some of this conversation that we had, because we have to get the women's side of things so we can understand how all of this works together, right? Please follow Kings Speak on Instagram. Thank you again so much for watching, and we will see you on Thursday and or next week for the next episode of Kings Speak. Peace.